Morning America. Highway horror. 20 people killed when a limo on its way to a birthday party blows past a stop sign, crashing into a parked SUV.
Multiple ambulances, close midlife on standby.
The accident, now the deadliest crash in the U.S. in nearly a decade. What we're now learning about the victims. 4 of them sisters, one recently married, and another newlywed couple on board. Now one of the victims' family members joins us this morning.
Breaking news, tropical threat. Michael barreling toward Florida, expected to make landfall as a Category 2 hurricane. A state of emergency now declared.
Kavanaugh confirmed. Justice Brett Kavanaugh now sworn in to the highest court amid protests on Capitol Hill. What First Lady Melania Trump is saying about the firestorm.
Medical mystery. Doctors racing to find answers after a spike in a polio-like disease striking young children.
The pop star getting political. Taylor Swift making a rare move, breaking her silence, making her choice known in a heated election. How fans are reacting this morning.
And the secret behind this $1.4 million prank. The shocking moment a Banksy work of art shreds itself right after it's sold. What the artist is now revealing.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
We do say good morning, America. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend, and it's great to start this Monday morning with Whit and Cecilia by my side.
Great to be here. Thank you.
How do you like that shredding? You spend all that money and then...
They say it might be worth millions more now.
Really?
Yes, that's what they're saying.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk about that later. But first, we're going to begin with that dangerous new storm. Michael is barreling toward Florida. The governor issuing a state of emergency as it strengthens. So let's get right to Ginger. And Ginger, it looks like this could make landfall as what, a strong Category 2?
Yeah, it does. And so right now on the current track, this thing is just short of hurricane status, but it should become a hurricane later this morning, just south and west of Cuba in its current point. But it is going to move quickly through the Gulf of Mexico, use that warm water in the Gulf, and that's why we've got hurricane watches up from the Alabama-Florida state line right through Suwanee, Florida. That includes Panama City, Apalachicola. It looks like it would make landfall somewhere near Port St. Joe, but remember, there's a cone for a reason, because there's still some variables that have play. So from Mobile all the way through the Bend, I'd pay attention to this one. The only good news, it's moving quickly. So by Thursday, it's over Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina by Friday, and then out of here. In the wake of this, though, we have major impacts. We could see rain up to a foot locally, and there are storm surge watches from Navarre, Florida, to Anna Maria Island, including Tampa Bay, with 2 to 4 feet of surge there. That could be an issue. Cedar Key, back through the Bend, 7 to 11 feet. I've covered storms in this area. The only good news, too, it's a lot of swampland, but we're going to be keeping an eye on this and ready for a ruckus midweek. Cecilia?
Okay, Ginger, you'll be on this all week. Thank you. We want to turn now to new details on that horrific stretch limo crash in upstate New York. 4 sisters and their family and friends out for a birthday celebration. In all, 20 people killed, making it the deadliest crash in this country in nearly a decade. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the latest.
This morning, the NTSB investigating the country's deadliest transportation accident in nearly a decade.
This is the most deadly transportation accident in this country since February of 2009.
Multiple ambulances, close midlife on standby.
18 people inside a limo killed when officials say it barreled through an intersection in upstate New York, plowing into a crowded restaurant parking lot, slamming into an empty SUV, striking and killing 2 bystanders before landing in a wooded area. In total, 20 people died.
20 fatalities is just horrific. I've been on the board for 12 years, and this is one of the biggest loss of lives that we've seen.
Barbara Douglas tells ABC News her 4 nieces, Amy, Abigail, Mary, and Allison, were among the passengers riding in a 2001 stretch Ford Excursion, similar to this one posted on the company's website when it crashed.
I had 4 nieces. They're all dead. They were in there.
One of the sisters, Amy, had just gotten married earlier this summer to her husband, Axel Steenberg.
You have showed me what true love is. I dream of us growing old and traveling the world hand by hand. I love you always.
Amy posting this selfie of her with her husband just 3 days before the accident, writing on Facebook, "I just wanted to say, Axel Steenberg, I love you more than words can say." Their uncle says they're the ones who rented the limo to keep the group safe. The four sisters, part of a group on the way to a surprise party for the youngest 30th birthday. 26-year-old Amanda Halse and her boyfriend Patrick Cushing were also among the victims. Axel's brother Rich was also in the limo. He leaves behind a 10-year-old daughter and 14-year-old stepson. His wife did not come along because she was not feeling well and stayed home. ABC News has also learned that newlyweds Aaron and Shane McGowan were among the victims. Aaron's aunt telling ABC she was a beautiful, sweet soul. He was too. They had everything going for them.
And there are already 2 vigils scheduled to honor the victims. We know one of them worked at a nearby school. There are grief counselors there on hand. And we know there have also been stress debriefings for those emergency workers who responded to this unimaginable tragedy. Cecilia.
Just so absolutely heartbreaking. Ariel, thank you. Whit.
And Cecilia, more now on the investigation into this accident, the deadliest in the U.S. since a plane crash in 2009. Our senior transportation correspondent David Curley is also in Schoharie, New York, and has the latest from the NTSB chairman this morning. David.
Morning, Whit. This is the intersection that the NTSB GO team will be looking at, as well as the crash site. Basically, the limo came right through that intersection. They want to know why and how they can prevent it in the future.
This morning, federal investigators are on the scene trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Reports of a multi-vehicle motor vehicle accident. Unknown injuries at this time.
In the moments that this limousine blasted right through an intersection, resulting in the death of all 18 inside the vehicle, as well as 2 people in the parking lot.
Today is really our first full day of boots on the ground. We're looking at the human, the machine, and the environment.
Neither the NTSB nor police are ready to say what caused this crash. They're examining whether speed, brakes, or the driver may have been responsible. New York authorities say only those in the front seat of a limo like this one are required to wear seatbelts. Federal documents revealing this morning that the limo company owned 3 vehicles. 4 out of 5 inspections of that company over the past 2 years put vehicles out of service. That is 4 times the national average. This weekend's incident follows a series of deadly limousine accidents. In 2015, 4 women were killed and several others injured when a truck slammed into the middle of a limo on Long Island, nearly splitting that vehicle in half. And 2 years earlier, a limousine carrying 9 women for a bachelorette party were trapped when it caught fire on a San Francisco bridge. 5 died. These limos are not regulated by a federal agency. In most cases, they're not made by car companies. They actually are regular cars or SUVs, which are modified to enlarge their capacity. There are no crash tests done or mandated safety checks to make sure that the vehicles are roadworthy. Many models also lack basic safety measures, including side impact airbags, reinforced rollover protection bars, structurally sound frames, and emergency exits.
This has been a troublesome intersection in the past. The NTSB, though, will be looking at everything, as we mentioned, the limo, the driver, all aspects of this investigation, and it could take several months, up to a year, Robin, before we get a final answer from the NTSB.
Well, people want to know those answers, David. You know that. Thank you so much. Earlier this morning, I spoke with Karina Halse, whose sister Amanda was killed in the crash, and with Karina, her boyfriend, Ian Griffin. I asked Karina what she was being told by authorities.
We were told that the limousine was going down the hill over 60 miles an hour, missed the stop sign, and then hit another car, which hit 2 more pedestrians and killing 20 altogether.
When was the last time that you heard from your sister Amanda?
Saturday was the last time that I had texted her. However, I just saw her last Saturday. Me, her, and my mom all went to this little plant shop in Vermont, and we had just a really nice day out together. And that was the last time I saw her.
I hope that brings you some measure of comfort that you saw her so recently and you had such a good time with her, Karina.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And did you know anybody else that was traveling with your sister at the time?
Yeah, my sister was in the limousine with her boyfriend, Patrick. And then I think the rest of the people were all friends of Patrick and Amanda.
Tell us what your sister, tell us a bit about her. What were her interests? What did she like to do?
So my sister was the most beautiful soul that I've ever been so grateful to know in my life. She was creative from the days that she was born. She was an artist, just drawing little cartoons as she was younger and then maturing into more realistic paintings with oils and acrylics and just drawing on everything that she could. She was such a charismatic person, and she just wanted to make sure everyone was happy, and I'm so grateful that she was my sister out of everyone else on this earth, and I will always have her in my heart.
And how do you want us to remember her, your sister Amanda?
If I could have anyone remember Amanda with one thing, it would just be to follow one of her characteristics of not sweating the small stuff and just be grateful that you're here on this earth, and just be able to be grateful for every day, and don't take things so seriously. Just let loose a little bit, because that's how Amanda lived her life.
Well, bless your
to the
heart.
fullest every single day.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts of your sister, and I'm glad that your boyfriend Ian is there beside you to give you the support that you and others need during this difficult time. We thank you both very, very much. You take care.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, thank you.
She spoke so movingly of her sister, and it's still so incredibly difficult to believe that all the passengers, all 18, and the 2 bystanders, 20 people lost their lives like that.
Really hard.
So many questions. Yeah.
Certainly thinking of them. We do want to turn to Washington now. Over the weekend, Brett Kavanaugh was officially sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts. Tonight, he heads to the White House for a swearing in with President Trump. And with this divided country closely watching, tomorrow Justice Kavanaugh will begin hearing his very first cases. Our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, is at the Supreme Court with the very latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Cecilia. So Brett Kavanaugh is now Justice Kavanaugh, just the 114th Supreme Court justice in our long history, sworn in by Chief Justice Roberts. Several other Supreme Court justices were in attendance, including Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Elena Kagan. Their presence an honor for him and a sign that this court is supposed to be different, less bitterly partisan. But the wounds from that ferocious confirmation battle are unlikely to heal anytime soon. This morning, newly sworn in Brett Kavanaugh ready to take his seat on the High Court as the newest Supreme Court justice. But his confirmation was a deeply polarizing one as protests continued before and even after the vote. This is Kavanaugh's convoy driving past protesters on his way to be sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts. Over the weekend, the backlash from Democrats was swift.
He's going to be on the Supreme Court with a huge taint and a big asterisk after his name. And the partisanship that he showed was astounding.
But White House Counsel Kellyanne Conway offered ABC's John Carl a different take.
Justice Kavanaugh should not be seen as tainted. He should be seen as somebody who went through 7 FBI investigations, including just in this last week.
Kavanaugh's confirmation marks a sharp rightward shift for the Supreme Court and a triumph for conservatives. President Trump eagerly took a victory lap at his rally in Topeka, Kansas this weekend.
The biggest thing a president can do, they've always said, is Supreme Court justice, the biggest. And some have had none. We've had 2 in less than 2 years.
Kavanaugh's confirmation was nearly as dramatic as the weeks that led up to it. With a 50-48 Senate vote, that's the smallest Senate margin in 137 years. Helping to tip the balance in Kavanaugh's favor was Republican Senator Susan Collins, who said on 60 Minutes Sunday that she's comfortable with her decision, but admits it was a tough one.
I would have voted no if I disbelieved Judge Kavanaugh. But given his denials and the lack of evidence that this happened, I just did not think that it was fair.
Saturday Night Live once again offering their take of the whole saga.
People really wanted Kavanaugh. Everyone's pumped, from white men over 60 to white men over 70.
Well, the real Mitch McConnell has reason to celebrate. After keeping Barack Obama's nominee Merrick Garland off the court, Kavanaugh's the 2nd Supreme Court justice his Senate has managed to confirm. And the cases are coming up right quick. Kavanaugh will face cases on gun rights, immigration, and then later in the pipeline, perhaps religious freedom and beyond. Cecilia.
Going to be another busy week there. Okay, Terry, thanks. Whit?
Cecilia, thank you. Now to those comments from First Lady Melania Trump speaking out as she wrapped up her first solo international trip in Africa about the Supreme Court battle and how she handles disagreements with her husband over his Twitter habits. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with more. Lindsay, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Whit. Mrs. Trump traveled to 4 countries in 7 days: Malawi, Ghana, Kenya, and Egypt, all part of her Be Best campaign, aimed, of course, at helping children who are bullied on social media. And speaking of social media, she told reporters that at times she's asked her husband, who's also known for occasionally an abrasive tweet or two, to put his phone down.
The First Lady touching down at Joint Base Andrews on Sunday after a whirlwind visit to several countries in Africa, her first solo trip abroad. Another first, answering questions from the press.
Isn't this incredible?
From Egypt, she weighed in on the controversial confirmation of her husband's pick for the Supreme Court.
Judge Kavanaugh, I think he's highly qualified for the Supreme Court. I'm glad that Dr. Ford was heard. Did you believe Christine Ford? I will move on that, and I think all the victims, we need to help all the victims, no matter what kind of abuse they had.
Mrs. Trump also taking this opportunity to talk about her husband's tweets.
Well, I don't always agree what he tweets. And I tell him that. I give him my honest opinion and honest advice. And sometimes he listens and sometimes he doesn't.
Have you ever told him to put his phone down?
Yes.
When it comes to her voice, she says she prefers people focus on that instead of what she chooses to wear. The white hat she wore on safari in Kenya evoking criticism for its similarity to the style worn by colonists in Africa.
You know what? Today, we just completed an amazing trip. We went to Ghana, we went to Malawi, we went to Kenya. Here we are in Egypt. I want to talk about my trip and not what I wear. And that's very important, what I do, what we're doing with USAID, and what I do with my initiatives. And I wish people would focus on what I do, not what I wear.
The First Lady visited several local orphanages, met with local leaders, and also handed out educational supplies. She wants the world to know she has her own voice, her own opinions. Again, telling people she wants them to focus on what she does, not what she wears. Yet her clothes often make quite a statement.
Yeah, that jacket, of course, we all
Yes,
remember. I really don't care, do you?
Right.
Yeah. So.
And speaking in front of the mysterious Sphinx as well, that backdrop.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about that
Yes.
as well. Lindsay, thank you. You can also see more when Tom Yamas's exclusive wide-ranging interview happens. Being Melania, the First Lady. That airs this Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on ABC.
All right, let's go back now to Ginger. Major storm in the central part of the states?
Yeah, as if the potential for a hurricane isn't enough. Look at this. Hereford, Texas, you've got that tornado flying across the land there. The damage in Fairfax, Oklahoma, just north and west of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a deep trough. I'm talking a lot of energy. Flash flood watches from the Mexican border up to Wisconsin. Already this morning, Missouri, flash flood warnings they're warning about some of the highways, major ones like 70 shutting. All right, look at this. The severe storms forecast not just in Texas today, but a large area tomorrow. That includes a potential for tornadoes. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, select cities, sponsored by Tide Pods.
Welcome to Tide Pods Talk with Gronk. I'm Gronk. I'm big and awesome, but this guy is little. Can it really clean? Heck yeah, it can. It's concentrated detergent plus stain fighters plus odor fighters that fight for clean. Boom. Ugh. Even this entire bottle can't beat Tide Pods. And now a word from future Gronk. Ugh. Tide Pods. If it's clean, it's got to be Tide.
Well, this Columbus Day Monday starting off foggy. We have a dense fog advisory in effect for counties in gray until 10 o'clock this morning. So the fog's slow to burn off, but once it does later this afternoon, we'll get some sunshine and it's going to be warm and humid. 84, a 20% chance of an afternoon thunder shower. It's going to be warm and humid for Tuesday and Wednesday. Watching Tropical Storm Michael and possible impacts to the DMV with rain on Thursday. Much cooler Friday and a fall feel heading into the weekend.
So it's October. It's going to be in the 80s this week. But I figured why not bring you a little bit of this?
Love that.
Where's that?
That should, Vermont.
Oh,
that should
beautiful.
freshen things up a little.
Yeah, thank you for that. Coming up, Taylor Swift getting political. Rare move for the star who's who she's endorsing and why, and the reaction this morning.
And the UFC fight that devolved into chaos inside and outside the ring.
Every call is different.